Let's go over the Star Wars franchise and president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, as you all know, ever since The Last Jedi released back in December of 2017, there's been a lot of backlash going against it, a lot of criticism, if you will, based on a lot of the decisions that were implemented in the movie by director Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy herself. And months ago, it was even expressed that Kathleen Kennedy would refuse to even talk about the backlash for Star Wars The Last Jedi. And today we do have a little update when it comes to all of that, and that is that Kathleen Kennedy will never address the Star Wars backlash in general, not just with The Last Jedi, but the overall backlash to the Star Wars franchise is something that Kathleen Kennedy will never comment on. Now, this is something that I feel that the president of Lucasfilm should actually comment on. I feel like Rian Johnson, the director and writer of The Last Jedi, is a person who has been answering all these different questions based on a lot of the things that happened with The Last Jedi and the Star Wars community, etc. We haven't heard one word from Kathleen Kennedy about the backlash overall, and she will never address it, which is an interesting thing to know, because when you look at the facts here, she is the president of Lucasfilm, and I feel like that out of respect, I think that you should at least comment on it in some way, shape, or form. Now, we also know that Kathleen Kennedy will not be involved in promoting Solo: A Star Wars Story as much as what she did with, of course, The Last Jedi, Rogue One, and Star Wars The Force Awakens, which really does raise a lot of questions as to exactly why she's not as involved with the Star Wars films lately in comparison to how she was in the past. Now, I think that there's a great possibility that, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, they do recognize the whole entire backlash going against the Star Wars franchise. I mean, how couldn't they? I think that there's definitely a chance that Kathleen Kennedy is looking at this on a personal level and is indeed not admitting to the backlash at all whatsoever because of that. So looking at Star Wars as a whole, guys, how do you feel about President of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, still being in charge for the future of the Star Wars franchise? We do know that she will be making a lot of decisions within Episode 9, and I will say, I will be completely honest with each and every one of you. With The Last Jedi, I wasn't too thrilled on a lot of the decisions that were implemented in the movie by Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy. I feel like that there could have actually been a lot of potential with some of the things that we saw in that movie, and there could have been a lot of changes if they really wanted to change. But looking at Kathleen Kennedy, guys, do you actually want to see if she will improve as the Star Wars franchise goes on, or are you guys worried about what's to happen with Solo: A Star Wars Story and Star Wars Episode 9? Let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments section, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night